Just briefly introduce yourself, explain your business, trade, type of work, size of team.
My name's Steve Thomas. The company name is FlexRect. We're a structural steel erection company. We've got 144 employees right now. I came to the company in 2015. The company was actually a vendor of mine when I was with a large general contractor. And the owner wanted to retire and really had nobody within the company to take it over. So we went hunting one weekend, and he asked me if I wanted it. And it's like, it just kind of worked out. It's something I've always wanted to do. So it was just meant to be, I guess.
Tell us about what life was like before you joined the $1 Million Tradie program. What were you looking to change and improve in your business?
So when I came on in 2015, Doug was doing about $2 million a year. He golfed every day, hunted when he wanted, went fishing when he wanted, ran it out of his house. So when I came on, that first year we increased our volume, and it was like that every year with the exception of the COVID year. And 2022 happened, and it was a freaking show. We had made some very poor hires, very poor decisions on projects, and at the end of the year, I was sitting at our company meeting looking out at everybody thinking, we're not going to be here in January. My wife and I decided we'd pull everything we had. And somehow, by the grace of God, we made it. So at that point, and going into 23, we still had projects that were just sinking ships, and you think to yourself, you're a freaking failure. Yeah. So I just started searching, and you guys were the ones that kept coming up. And honestly, it was a lifeline. And without you guys, I probably wouldn't be here. It's been a struggle. This year, we put the past behind us, and this year we're profitable again. Our revenue this year, sales revenue, is going to top 25 million. So it's huge for us.
That's a killer growth, man. So you talked about sinking money into jobs. What was cause it? Was it pricing? Was it team members?
It was everything, right? So we had an estimator that was, I guess, very flippant in his estimating procedures. Wasn't really committed to the company. Yeah. We took on a lot of work that year, and instead of hiring correctly, we were hiring bodies. Yeah. And the bodies don't give a shit about your company. And then we had just a very serious lack of oversight on everybody. So it was a hard pill to swallow. We reduced the size of our company dramatically, kind of got our feet back underneath us, and then working with you guys, when I came on, I was really gung-ho, but still feeling like you're not where you need to be. So I was pulling parts and pieces, and then the boot camp in New Orleans is really what lit me up and really changed our perspective. So
cool, awesome. It sounded like it was really tough for you and Julie before kicking into it. How was that translating into stress, into life for you two?
It was just like everybody said. I mean, you internalize everything. My family didn't understand. You just kind of going through the motions, I guess.
Yeah. All right. And so now that you're on board, you've had such a swing in terms of results. Like, tell us about some of the changes that you've been making.
So I think the biggest one, my operations director at the time, she and I had worked together for over 18 years. And when she came on in the company in mid-year 2016, and everything was great, our culture was good. And then something happened, and she just took a dive, and you could see it in our culture. Everybody was disconnected. The office nobody was talking. There was no camaraderie at all in the company. So when I came on with you guys and really got active, it's looking at our people. Are the people in the right spot? Are they even the right people? And I let her go, and the week after I let her go, the dynamic in the office was completely different. And then we hired, using the PT method, we hired our chief estimator now. And honest to God, I struggled. You know, it's like he's asking for more money than I make. And you finally come to a point with you realize you just can't not afford to hire the guy. And because of hiring him, I mean, he paid for himself in the first 2 months. And you know, we've just been soaring ever since. We've added another estimator who came from a large general contractor, and he's been extremely effective for us. And we've added a third now. We've got 3 PMs, full-time PMs, 3 assistant PMs. Marketing is a hole that we've got to fill yet, but I think right now we're running on all cylinders, and everybody's, for the most part, is pushing in the same direction. So
awesome, great changes, and heaps of team changes.
Yeah.
What about the profit changes? How did you shift in terms of, you know, underpricing, or, you know, obviously you had that estimator that was letting you down?
Yeah, so the estimator we had before, he was, like I said, he was not committed. So, I mean, whether he got equipment in that we needed or not, it didn't matter. And with the new estimator, we have such a systemized process. We've gone to electronic bidding versus manual paper bidding, so everything is the same now. It's not open for interpretation. It is what it is. So that's really helped us and really transitioned us. And putting the KPIs in place for them, I mean, before they came on, our win rate was 2% maybe on the best day.
Yeah, what's it now?
We're about 15 now, and we're bidding. I think this month we're right at $30 million worth of bidding this month. So, I mean, we're obviously not winning that, but it's nice to have that.
Shift, 2 to 15%. So, was there anything that you changed that really made the difference, you think, between that conversion rate?
It was having him, our new estimator, there, and being committed to the company. Yeah. 100% committed. He came from one of our competitors, who his dad started the company, and his dad retired, and somebody else took it over, and they didn't want him there.
Yeah.
And he was there just going through motions with them, and when we brought him over, it was such a dynamic change for the company. It was incredible.
I'd love to just quickly dig into that shift, because I know one of the hardest things for people is really like valuing those roles, the estimator, the operations manager, deciding to pay someone good so you can actually get a really good result. Like the first time you do that is the hardest time, but still again and again, it's quite a hard thing to just get your mind across, especially if you're saying things to yourself like, I'm going to pay this person more than I'm getting paid. How did you get through that? And what would you tell everyone here that probably needs to do a similar thing?
I mean, when you sign that acceptance letter, it's like your asshole just puckers, you know, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but since hiring him, so we have an operations director. She's going to be gone here in the next couple of weeks, but I've hired a new operations guy, and he's what I've been searching for the last 4 years. And again, he's making more than I make, but what it's going to do is the freedom, right? So getting past that, it's the dollar today versus the dollar over the long term, right?
Yeah, so you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Killer changes. So tell us about the main results from the changes that you've made.
I think the accountability, I'm going to give credit to Dwayne, but he said 8 players want to be accountable. And that's the way I am. And I kind of, I guess, trusted that everybody was like me, and they're not. So the accountability part is bringing people to the table, being transparent with our numbers, and the 8 players are going to rise to the top every time. So we're seeing that, especially in our field. I think our office, we're very well connected now in the office. Our field, we go up and down. We've got great teams that are hitting our GP targets, and we've got some that are not. So we talked about yesterday in the boardroom. That's one thing we're going back, and we're gonna institute some KPIs for these guys in the field. And I hate to be that kind of boss that's terming people, but at the end of the day, it's about the company. It's about the 140 people, not the one person.
Exactly.
So,
cool. Great bit of advice from you there, Dwayne. Well done. This is good. Any other results that stand out to you? How time, profit.
For me, it's time, right? If you follow the PT, you're going to get the financial results you want for the most part.
Yeah.
I think
Doing well. Good.
so my wife and I, my wife had some serious. Look, go on. My wife had some serious medical issues in 2018, and then again in 2019. And you can always make money, but you can't get the time back.
Yeah.
And we know that it's not forever, and having the ability to take the time, taking her on our anniversary trip was incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's something I didn't even tell her we were doing. My daughter actually packed her bag and we went. So
Wow, awesome.
She was pretty shocked by that. But, yeah.
Got to Orlando for a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't anything fancy, but we got some time. So.
And it was the first anniversary that you got to take her away, yeah?
Ever since our honeymoon.
That's so good, Steve. Nice. Hey, that's awesome. So good. Time is the thing, right? And I think what's important to know from that is that you need the profitability to buy the time, and you'll be making those decisions to buy your time.
But the systems here, they make it easy, right? You just got to implement them and stop being a stubborn ass and do what you guys are saying. So honestly,
heard it here first.
Yeah.
Stop being a stubborn ass.
All right.
And just implement it. Follow the system. Yeah.
Yep.
Good, man. Good. Anything else stand out to you? Like results?
I think the biggest thing is accountability for the people. That was even for myself, holding myself accountable has been huge.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate the vulnerability. I know that was tough. What mindset changes have you had to make?
letting go. We had, with the person I let go, I trusted her almost emphatically, and that turned around and bit me in the ass multiple times. So pulling everything back into me, and now with hiring the right people, letting go of that again, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
But it's happening, and we're seeing the dividends off of that for sure. So
Hiring those right people
Yep.
really making a difference, yeah.
Yep.
You told me about how you get your personal satisfaction from being able to individually solve problems
Yes.
for people, right?
Yep.
How did you shift that mindset so you could allow other people to make those?
So the one reason that I really enjoyed working with this company when I was a general contractor is Doug's mindset was, when everybody says no, we'll figure out a way. And that resonated with me because I'm an engineer by education, so I love figuring out the problems. And we kind of lost track of that in 22 because it was just freaking sinking ship. We were bailing water. And since then, getting back to that, that's the one thing that our clients always wanted us is because we could figure out the problems. And, you know, we took on a pretty massive job in Arkansas with Walmart on their 360-acre new campus, and we were one of 5 steel erectors on the project, and today we're the only one left. We kicked everybody else off because we can solve the problems, and everybody else was throwing in roadblocks. So it's been huge.
Awesome.
And it excites me. I love the problem-solving side. I love being able to get our guys to think like that too.
Yeah.
Right.
So have you shifted your role from being the guy that solves all the problems to how that you're kind of the guy that solves the business problems now? Have you?
Well, I think it's a little of both, right? There's still that period of time you become a control freak on everything, so everybody relies on you to make that decision.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to go back to where we were. So getting them to take the responsibility back, it's coming. It's not for sure not there 100%, but it's coming. So a little bit of time.
100%. And you've got to make the decision before the result can follow.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So you're on your way.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. Team, questions? Pop up to the mic. You can pick Steve's brains. If you have questions for the Onis, just chuck a share in the chat. We will come to you. Let's start with Lucian.
Thanks for your story, Steve. Really powerful. One of the things we've talked in the past about it, and I think that you have something that you guys do that you've implemented, and it's one of your core values, and it's about profitability. I think everybody here could really use an understanding of what that was and why you made that decision to include that.
Well, actually, I caught a webinar from Phil talking about core values, and honestly, we had a lot of the same core values that Phil was talking about in different orders, but at the end of the day, I was, our core values are in order of importance to me: is safety, profitability, accountability, commitment, integrity, and trust. And I think Dwayne kind of questioned me on it a little bit, but if we're not profitable, nobody has a job, right? One of my responsibilities that I feel as a business owner is I brought these guys on. I've got to be committed to them because they've got families, they got mortgages, all that stuff, and if we're not profitable, none of that's possible.
I think it's a great core value with an awesome explanation behind it, so that's great. Some love for Lucian. 3, 2, 1. Amanda.
Hi. You made a comment about letting one of your admin go and the team dynamic completely changing. Did you give that member time to work it out and change, or how did you come to that decision?
She had about 3 months to work it out, and she was making decisions that really were about her and not the company. So we had a short discussion, but it just ended where it was irresolvable, so she had to go. So.
Thank you.
Sounds like a real no fit. Good decision.
Yeah.
Some love for Amanda. 3, 2, 1. Cameron.
Hey, Steve. What's your pay structure for your estimators? Are they commission or salary, or how do you pay
Their
them?
salary.
Salary.
Yeah.
And they just have to reach certain KPIs to maintain their salary, or?
We're actually going to start. In the past, we've always been a year-end bonus, and over the last 18 months, you're at the end of the year, you're bonusing everybody because you don't want to leave anybody out, right? You want to keep that commitment you think you have up, but we're changing that over to a job-based, and job-based bonuses will be based on from our estimators all the way to the field guys, and we have not determined at this point what that percentage will be. In total, we're going to set, whether it's 5% of our profitability or 10, and then it'll be broken out for people down the line. But the one thing that a lot of the companies do that we're working around is they stop at the foreman level in the field and forget about all the guys. Well, the guys in the field that are hourly, they're the ones that are making us money, not me. Our estimator puts the money in, but if we don't produce in the field, we're lost. So we're taking that profit or that bonus model all the way down to the smallest guy on the job.
All right, some love for Cameron. 3, 2, 1. I like the way you framed it. If they don't hit their KPIs are like the way that they earn their salary, isn't it? Earn their right to keep working for you.
Yeah.
Right, hey, great job, man. Some love for Steve. Let's give him a round of applause. Well done.